Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite content creator and fashion entrepreneur, Lara Savage. And on this channel, I make DIY sustainable pieces, sewing tutorials, talk about my life as an entrepreneur, and sometimes I also review gadgets. I'll love it if you subscribe to my channel. So today we're going to be making 3 different types of pockets. Now the inseam pockets, the outer pockets, and the patch pockets with the flap. I'm also going to show you guys what it looks like on actual outfits. So you guys should get ready to start learning amazing ways to spice up those outfits. Let's get our intro in, talk about our materials, and do a stitch up. First, we're going to start with the easiest one, then we're going to move to the more technical one, then we'll end with the one that is, in between. For this tutorial, we'll be needing our quilting ruler, pencil, scissors, a curvy object, something that you can use to curve, and we'll be needing our cardboard or anything you want to use to draw your pattern. So guys, let's get started with the first one. For this first one, we're going to be doing the outer pocket. For this, we need to measure 12 inches by 8 inches. So guys, that's 12 inches down from the top and 8 inches across. So do you guys get? So 12 by 8 inches. Now look at what I'm doing in the video, so you guys will use it to, do what you want to do. 12-inch length and 8-inch width. Then you're going to join those points and rule a line. Once your line is drawn, cut it out, and then we're going to move to the final stage of this pattern. I'm telling you, it's so easy. So you're going to mark 6 inches in from the left and 6.5 inches, that's 6.5 inches down from the right. After this is done, you're going to connect those 2 marks you just made. So the 6 inches and the 6.5 inches, you're going to connect them to each other. Once you're done, cut it out. And that's all, guys. That is all. I told you guys this is the easiest one. So brace up, because this is the easiest one. The next one, you guys have to be patient. Now, when you're sewing this, I would advise you to, use 2 different fabrics of this pattern. Then join them together with 1/2 inch seam allowance, leaving a space on the sides to pull out your fabric from. So you're pulling it out inside out. Then you close it by putting it on the fabric or the outfit that you want to place it on. So do you guys get? Use 2 fabrics so you have a lining piece. So guys, here's this amazing joggers that I made recently. I love these joggers. If you guys want me to do it on the channel, you guys should let me know. So this is the outer pockets that I used on this. It was beautiful, like the color and everything and the shape, it just fits well with it. So guys, if you're doing something like this that has a side seam where the pocket is going to be, I would advise you guys to not sew that edge. So that will be the open edge where you're going to turn your fabric inside out from. So when you put it on your fabric, you are placing it with the seam allowance. Do you guys get? So you're placing it with the seam allowance and you're sewing everything together. So you're closing it right there. And also, you don't need to be scared of how it's going to look on the inside. Speaking of the inside, do you guys see the amazing clean finish on this particular joggers? I'm also going to teach you guys how I always make my finishing look so neat. Like, you can't even see any serger. This is straight stitch, guys. Straight stitch, and it came out fabulous. So guys, I'll say it again, subscribe so you can see the amazing things I'm going to offer on this channel. These are the stitches at the back and it's neat. Now this is another pants that I put that particular outer pocket on. This is the basket pants from my first collection. Why I even love this one is because I even added a pleated design at the edge of the pockets. You can do basically anything. I added stones, I put a pleated design, and it's still fabulous. Yes, so basically this is what the outer pocket looks like on a fabric or on an outfit. If you guys would also want me to teach you how I did this, I will gladly work on it. And yes, so basically that's what our outer pocket looks like. Let's just get into the next one. And like I said, brace yourselves up because this is the most technical one. So guys, next up is the inner pocket or inseam pocket. So for this, you're going to draw a line of 12 inches by 9.5 inches. That's 12 inches down and 9.5 inches wide. Now this quilting ruler is amazing because it helps me make my measurements really easy. It has these lines that I can follow to make sure everything is straight and clean. So here I'm showing you with the measuring tape so that you guys can see that it's actually 12 inches by 9.5 inches. That's 9.5 inches. Now once this is done, you're going to measure in 2 inches. Now if you have a serger, you're going to leave just 1 inch. So you're going to be using 12 inches by 8.5 inches. But guys, I'll advise you to just measure exactly what I'm doing right here. Then at the end, there's a way I'm going to fold that 1 inch mark that will give you a 2-in-1 pattern basically. So you can use it for the one with a serger, or if you don't have a serger, you can use it for that as well. So I'll advise you guys to use my exact measurements. So right here, you're going to go 2 inches in from the left of the 9.5 inch line. Then afterwards, move to the 6 inch mark and make a mark again. I'll say it again. Make a 2 inch mark, then move to 6 inches and make that mark again. So you're going to be having 2 marks right now. Next up, you're going to go to the left hand side of the line and mark 8 inches down. You guys should just follow what I'm doing in the video and you won't have any problem at all. Then moving back to the right side of the pattern, you're going to measure 3 inches down from the top and 3 inches down from the bottom. So you're going to have 3 inches, 6 inches and 3 inches, which makes it 12 inches in total. So do you guys get 3, 6 and 12? Now guys, be making these marks clearly because we're going to be joining different points to each other. Now we're going to look for the midpoint from that 2 inch mark to the end. So that 2 inch mark or 1 inch mark that we made, we have 7.5 inches remaining regardless. So 9.5 minus 2 inches or 8.5 minus 1 inch is 7.5. So we're going to look for the midpoint of that 7.5. But before we go on, we're going to rule our line on our 1 inch or 2 inch mark down. So guys, rule that line and move to finding the midpoint. Now with this, the midpoint of 7.5 is 3.75. Once you've marked it, you're going to make a line downwards again. And then now guys, this particular one has a lot of marks, so please bear with the pattern. Don't bear with me, bear with the pattern. And yes, so we're going to measure 1 inch to the left and 1 inch to the right at the bottom part of this particular line that we just drew. So 1 inch to the left and 1 inch to the right, just like I'm doing right here. Then you're going to move to the left hand side and measure 4 inches on those 2 lines. So on that 2 inch line, you're going to measure 4 inches on the first line and the second line, just like I'm doing in this video. So the first line and the second line, you're measuring 4 inches. So if you look at it, you have 3 lines now. One on the extreme left, one for the 2 inch or 1 inch mark, then our midpoint. So on the second one, you're going to measure from that 4 inches, measure 2.5 inches down. So when you have 2.5 inches, you're going to have 1.5 inches remaining. Woo! Finally, we are done with marking our measurements. It's time to now start joining. So now first, we're going to be joining that 2.5 inches mark that we just made to the 1 inch to the left mark from the center. So just like I'm doing in the video, then we're going to join the 1 inch on the right side with the 3 inches at the extreme right. So we made 3, 6, 3. Next up, we're going to be joining our 4 inch mark. You're going to join it together just like I'm doing right here. Once that is joined, move back to the top right corner and join the 6 inch mark. Now this 6 inch mark is going to be really close to the center point, so you guys should be very careful so you won't make any mistakes. So just join that 6 inch mark to the 3 inches mark. Now guys, we are done, finally done with all our joinings, all our markings. It's time to cut it out. So take your scissors and just cut it out. Before we start cutting, why I said you should leave 2 inches from the left is because if you don't have a serger, you want your stitches to be neat, right? So that 1 inch that is extra or excess is the 1 inch you're going to use for the double fold. That's 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. you're going to fold it in to finish your edges before even, placing that pocket on your fabric. So do you guys get? It's for making your work neat. It's just going to make your life easier basically. So you're going to cut it out now, and I'm going to show you guys the final result. So this is what it looks like. I'm sure it looks big to you guys, right? But it's not big at all. Make sure you draw that 1-inch line so you'll be able to demarcate the seam allowance for the finishing and the main pocket itself. So this is me folding it to show you guys that if you have a serger, you can actually still use this same pattern. Just fold it in, and if you don't have a serger, you can open it and just, use it as it is. If you want to know how this is sewn on a fabric, please watch my previous video on how I made the butterfly kaftan. I used this same pattern on it. So you guys are going to learn a lot from that video. I showed you guys so many things: how to hand sew a drawstring hole, how to put in a bias tape on your pockets, on your neckline. Guys, go check it out. It's filled with amazing things. I'm going to link it up here and in the description box so you guys can go check it out. Now I'm going to show you guys what this looks like on an actual outfit. So this is one of the beautiful elastic waist pants from our first collection as well. This is what the pocket looks like. You can see that it doesn't look big at all. This is what it's going to turn out to be. It's not big, it's not too large, it's not too wide, it's just right. So this is what it looks like. Finally, we are going to the last pattern of the day, or second to the last, because we have the flap to make. For this, you're going to measure 6.5 inches wide and 8 inches long. So that's 8 by 6.5 inches. Then from the right bottom, you're going to measure out 1.5 inches in. So you're going to go upwards by 1.5 inches. Make that mark on the other side as well so that you'll be able to make your connections easily. Then measure the midpoint of 6.5 inches. Now the middle of 6.5 inches is around 3.25. So that's what you're going to measure. And then connect your rectangle. So you're connecting the width, the length, then that 1.5 inch mark that you made, you're connecting it as well to each other. That's why I said you should make your mark on both sides. Now this midpoint that we measured, we're going to join it with that 1.5 inch corner. Just like I'm doing in the video, the left goes to the center point and the right as well goes to the center point. After you're done, just cut it out. Cut it out. And that's it, guys. This is what the pattern looks like. Now again, it looks big. It's not big at all. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on an actual fabric. Then if you want the bottom part to be straight, all you need to do is fold it in and you're going to have a straight edge. So that's all you have to do. Fold that line in and just cut it out like this. Or when you're cutting your fabric out, if you want it even, bigger or longer, when you're cutting your fabric, make sure you add about 1.5 to 2 inches so your pocket is still, at that level you want it to be, that height you want it to be, and that, proportion you want it to be. So it's going to be really appropriate. Next up, we're going to cut out the flap. So this one is really easy. Just measure 3 inches from the bottom to the top, and we're going to be using the width we used before, which is 6.5 inches. So that's 3 inches by 6.5 inches, and just join your lines. After this, we're going to measure 1 inch upwards, and we're going to find the midpoint again of 6.5, which is 3.25. Then draw the line and connect those points. So you're connecting the 1 inch on the left to the center point and the 1 inch on the right to the center point like we did before, and that's all you have to do. Cut your pattern out and that's it. Once you've cut out your pattern, this is what it's going to look like. Now look at it with the main pockets. This is how it's going to look like. Then if you want it to be a straight corner, you can just fold it in and have that straight corner as your flap. It's just amazing. I'm still going to show you guys what it looks like on an actual outfit. I've made an outfit that is like this, so I'm going to show you guys. Now this is the sweatshirt of the joggers set I made recently. It's so fabulous and comfortable, chic. I didn't even know satin would feel really nice as a jogger set, and it's amazing. It's fabulous. So this is the pocket we just made, and it's amazing because it's not too big and it's not too small. Look at it. I'm going to put my hand in now so you guys can see that It's not too small at all. Now, if you're making this particular one, I'll advise you guys to also use two fabrics. So you have a lining and an outer piece. So you're going to sew it round by 1/2 inch. Then you're going to turn it out before putting it on your outfit. Now, this is what it looks like as a square shape. With this, I made it as a panel, so I cut out 3 different pieces, adding 1/2 inch to them so I can be able to join it to fit my measurement at the end. And this is what it looks like. This is what the one with the flap also looks like. Now, this is a jacket I made as well for my first collection. It has a detachable hoodie, but today we're talking about the pockets, guys. So this is the pocket. It has that diagonal effect on the flap. You know, look at it. It's not too small, it's not too big. It's amazing. It's just right. It fits on the chest just right. Now, I've made these patterns to be standard measurements so you guys can use it on any fabric, any size. You know, it's not going to be too big or too small. But if you would like it to even be bigger, I would prefer you test it out first before actually making the final one, because it might make it bigger and it's going to turn out way too big for what you need, or you can make it smaller and it turns out to be even smaller than it's meant to be. And you know, guys, just test it out first before actually making the final one. I'd like you guys to send me, you know, your projects that you use these particular patterns to make, and I would love to share it with my followers on Instagram. Yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. I'm so excited to finally drop this one. I hope you guys loved this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video within and outside your circle. You know, subscribe again, and you know, tell me what you want me to make in future episodes of StitchUp. And if you have questions, you can drop them in the comment section. I'm always ready to answer. That's all I have for you guys. Do have yourself a wonderful morning, noon, or night wherever you are. It's still your favorite content creator and fashion entrepreneur, Lara Savage, signing out.